Hello, boys and girls. It's Cooberry time. Bernie tapped on the walls of the cave. Maybe there's some kind of secret hiding place. Maybe. But it all just looks like an empty cave to me. Is there a spell you can do to make it appear? Not that I know of. Bernie kept tapping until he had tapped all over the cave. I don't know what else to try. In exasperation, Bernie flopped down on the floor of the cave. Then he perked up. Hey, come here. Listen. JJ joined Bernie on the ground. What are we listening to? The ground. Sounds hollow, don't you think? Bernie thumped on the dirt where they were sitting, and suddenly the very ground beneath them gave way. JJ felt himself falling, but it felt very different than when he started falling in the library. This time he was very clearly falling down. He was falling fast, and he could see out of the corner of his eye that Bernie was falling with him. It felt like they fell forever, but JJ knew that eventually they would have to reach the bottom with a tremendous crash. JJ was right about that. The crash jolted every bone in his body. Everything was black. JJ thought for a moment that he had passed out, but then he heard Bernie moan next to him. He blinked, wondering why everything still seemed so black. Then he realized they had fallen into a very dark place with no light. Bernie? Are you okay? Bernie moaned again. Any idea how we might get some light in here? Bernie moaned for a third time, but after another minute, a bit of light flickered. He held out his wand, which glowed from end to end. JJ looked around. They seemed to be underground, in a narrow passageway that went on in either direction as far as he could see. Can you get up? JJ asked, dusting himself off as he stood. There was more room above his head than there had been in the cave. Surprisingly, the fall didn't seem to have injured him at all. We ought to keep going after the amulet, don't you think? Bernie grumbled as he stood. I'm all right. A bit sore. He held the glowing wand out in one direction and then turned and held it out in the other. The question is, which way? JJ shrugged. I suppose we just guess. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, he muttered. What's that? Magic from your land? JJ chuckled. Not exactly. I say we try this way first. And so, with nothing but a hunch, the two very sore friends headed off in one direction. Bernie led the way, holding out his glowing wand. JJ didn't know exactly what he was looking for, but he hoped the amulet would be obvious when they got to it. They were both quiet. There wasn't much to say. They were focused on their task. Finally, after walking for what seemed like forever, Bernie stopped. The passageway was so narrow. JJ could barely see around Bernie. What is it? Did you find something? Just the end of the passageway. Bernie sounded discouraged. JJ understood how he felt, but they had to keep their spirits up. All right, we'll poke around. Maybe there's another trapdoor. Great. Then we're in for another fall. Come on, Bernie. Chin up. We'll figure this out. Here, let me get in front of you and I'll poke around. Just brace yourself in case the floor opens up. But no matter how many times JJ poked and prodded the cave around, nothing happened. Finally, he admitted defeat. All right, I guess we go back. I must have chosen the wrong direction. Come on. That's all for today. I'll see you next time.